You're thinking that intelligence, that you did everything you were supposed to do, and now you in the real world, you ain't making the kind of money you want to make, and now you're discouraged. And you're not discouraged because you're smart. You're discouraged because somebody told you that's all you needed to be.
Yeah.
You hear Jamal talk all the time about the 5 pillars, guys, and you know it, man. They're all so important. Faith is great, right? Each one of them. Family's great. But today we want to focus on that health. Without your health, guys, none of it matters, right? And we get it. You don't have time to source the most nutritious foods every single day. But that's why we bring the things that work for us, we bring them directly to you. Organifi is a line of organic superfood blends that offer plant-based nutrition with high-quality ingredients and less than 3 grams of sugar. Each superfood blend is easy to use by simply mixing it with water or your favorite beverage while on the go, providing you with quality nutrition throughout your day. Whether you're trying to lose weight, detox, improve your fitness, or deal with stress and hormone imbalances, Organifi is the answer. If we've learned anything in the last few years, it's that stress and anxiety can cause a lot of harm to us, both mentally and physically. And that's because cortisol, the primary stress hormone, is supposed to spike when we're in danger. But the modern world has our cortisol spiking all day long. Ashwagandha, the main ingredient in Organifi green juice, has been shown in multiple studies to reduce cortisol and stress. This delicious drink also features 10 other superfood ingredients, including moringa, chlorella, and spirulina, which work synergistically in the body to promote natural detoxing, more energy, and even healthy weight management through reducing cravings. It's amazing what your body's capable of with the right fuel. Plus, it's 100% certified organic, non-GMO, and tastes absolutely delicious. With their new apple crisp flavor, it's so easy to support your stress levels while enjoying a delicious morning green juice. We talk about the green juice a lot, but Organifi has something for everyone, from the red or gold juices, the Organifi Pure, the protein powder, Organifi Glow. My kids take the immunity every single day. That's the one I have them on. Of course, you're trying to fight this cold weather, flu season, all that. So if you're anything like me, you know the importance of eating healthy, but you don't always have the time or willpower to cook with all the colors of the rainbow, Organifi's superfood blends make it easy and enjoyable to add more variety and nutrition to your day. These are delicious organic powders you can add to water, stir with a spoon, and enjoy anytime for more energy, nutrition, hormone balance, and peace of mind. They're a great way to jumpstart your morning, energize your afternoon, or nourish your evening. So just because you listen to the Secrets to Success podcast, listen, you can go to Organifi.com/success. That's Organifi.com/success to save 20% on your order. Listen, no more excuses, y'all. Let's take care of all 5 of these pillars, especially your health.
You ready? All right.
What's going on, world? Welcome to another edition of the Secret to Success podcast. I'm your host, CJ, joined as always by the extra Bayesian sensation.
Been in Bayesian.
That's for a couple of weeks. Man, just feel good to be, well, no, I ain't gonna lie. It feels terrible to be back.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
It feels terrible. I was in, if you know, you know, Browns Beach. Go check it out online. You've never seen nothing like it.
Yeah.
Wow. Man, just enjoying my family. Of course, we went for a funeral. My wife's aunt passed.
Yeah.
But man, God give both. You know what I'm saying? We deal with that and we get to still be family and have fun and enjoy together, man. So yeah, good to be back with y'all, but not to this mess that
Well, you heard what Maul say, whatever's the most beautiful thing you've ever seen, put it in your backyard.
Bring it back home, bro.
Maul said, bring that joker to the crib.
Bring it back home.
I'm not sure how a beach would fit with this weather we got out here.
Yeah, help me figure that
You
out.
can make an indoor beach in your house, bro.
I mean,
Literally put an indoor pool, put a little sand around it, dog, and bring the sand from Barbados. Bring it with you.
Hey, I'll see y'all next year.
Yeah.
Anything is possible, dog. All
Anything
things are
is
possible.
possible.
All things are possible.
all you need is 54 million.
That's it.
That's
know
all
what
you
I'm
need,
saying?
bro.
I got them all, so we good.
Let me tell you something, dog. If we can have Secret to Success podcast water, if we can have water,
Come on.
We can have anything. We can have anything.
You know what I'm saying? I
Listen,
remember at
man.
one point we didn't have heat. Y'all brought me on the podcast.
Yeah, heat.
Bro, this is my first podcast
And we didn't have
ever,
this
by the
building.
way. You know that was my first podcast ever.
but we didn't have a building.
We did it with Maul in the
We
back.
did it.
Yeah, but
it wasn't no heat.
the building
there.
wasn't finished.
All right, no.
And it was no heat. We didn't have chairs.
We were standing.
We were standing, and I was sitting on top of the old.
Yeah, we were poor. You know what I'm saying? Like, thanks for busting it out. There was a reason we wasn't doing video back then. It was broke. We were trying to keep that on the low. Marta came in, man, anything.
You
no
saying
lights,
we? Now keep in mind, now, where I live at now is where I was at when I came here to do the podcast. My life ain't changed much other than the fact that people know. So just keep in mind, I'm
balling now.
I'm like, oh man, I'm about to go. You know what I'm saying? These are the guys I've been following all this time, and I'm about to go to the podcast. And,
I'm sorry.
Man, I'm about to. I walked in.
It's like the Wizard of Oz. Surprise.
Wow.
Get to the end of that yellow brick road. There ain't nothing there but an old abandoned building.
Remind me not to tell Maul no secrets. Tell her, gone.
I don't know, but you gotta appreciate where you came from. You gotta appreciate it, because now where we're at is amazing. It's amazing. It still blows me away.
Well, you already been there. You said
no,
so.
But I'm.
Maul always gotta let everybody know he been rich. You know what I'm saying? Now, before I met them, I had my stuff.
But I'm just saying, man, it's something to see the growth and just to see and be part of the growth. You know, it's something, man, to see.
So you're saying that the growth didn't take place till you got here?
Not at all. The growth was.
I'm just trying to see where you're going with this.
I'm not like you.
I'm trying to see where you're going.
Actually, where I'm going is to say, but God.
Right.
But God.
Okay, we'll
now
start
say something
with that,
against that.
because it sounded like you were saying, but Jamal.
No. That's how you took it. Because that's what CJ would have said. Because remember, Carl, I never heard CJ.
How did you hear, E?
I didn't hear
I heard y'all ain't had no lights, no heat, nothing, and then I came on the pot, and now we got a whole fireplace background.
But now we got somebody in the audience that they only noticed to be your podcast. I think we were introduced.
Shout out to my boy Rob.
Right. Rob actually introduced us like, hey, y'all them other dudes that's on CJ's podcast.
You know what I'm saying? He was like, who is my man? And now look at us. We got a whole fireside chat background. By the way, he called me and said he hate your background, Carl.
Oh, all right.
That's a strong term. I didn't say I hate it.
Hey.
But the way it came up on the camera thing, on the phone versus the one we did with Josh. Where were we? We were in Change Church. And I was like, that background was fire is what I said. So this one didn't compare to that one. That's all.
Well, it's supposed to be like a fireside chat look.
Oh, it is.
Which I said, Carl, for the record, I said I ain't had no problem with it. So I don't know if y'all want.
I'm just saying.
I just figured we have a whole staff meeting right here on the podcast.
No. The first one with y'all fans.
We did not.
Good.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Yeah, so this one wasn't good. We gonna keep growing.
Well, the last one you had was fire.
Which one?
The one with just the Secret to Success.
With just the logo with the darker stuff?
Yeah, that was fire. Yeah.
What you think? You like this one?
I love it.
Or maybe create maybe E would like if you create maybe a Utah feeling. Remember we was in Utah, hit the fire pit, and we was out there. That was real serene. That was
all I did was I went to the decision maker that I always go to and stated how I felt.
And I
didn't say that it had to be changed. I don't change nothing.
No.
I go to the decision maker. The decision maker was like, "Oh, I don't see no problems with it," and I left it there.
I think Carl had an idea because it kind of matched your UOU shirt.
Oh, okay.
If you look at it, it's got a very similar.
See, there's little elements in there. Mall, of course, is for you because the money is where?
In the bricks.
Bro, I love it, Carl.
Hold on, it's getting better.
This is actually Carl.
Okay,
this is the best.
It's getting better.
Oh yeah, I know.
Keep going. So you got more stuff in there.
There's some real. Okay, let me stop lying.
Come on. No, just keep Carl. Keep going.
No, let me stop lying because it's Nick that did the background. I had nothing to do with it.
Nick did the background?
Okay, so he really know the money in the bricks.
Oh yeah, Nick. Shout out to Nick.
And this look like
Shouting
CJ's
you out, Nick.
man cave. It does look like CJ's man cave.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So a little bit. Yeah, Smitty's is in there. We just got to get the green on it now.
The light is for E because he's the light of the world when he's speaking.
Okay,
Nick, you can keep it there.
Look
They
too
keep
far.
going this way, Nick.
That one was too far. That wasn't it. That was the Hail Mary.
That's okay. That's all right.
That one landed out of bounds.
Nick, I'll call you later, Nick.
E, how are you, sir?
Blessed, man. It's a good season, bro. It's a good season. I won't get into it, but CJ came to me. We had a little challenge.
Yep.
C came to me, and I was able to, with the squad,
Big homie the situation.
Yeah.
Oh, if you ain't got an OG, a big homie around you, I suggest you keep one because, E definitely
I feel good about that. I feel good. I feel good.
feel
Now
good,
on to the next
Lord.
one. Now we got another challenge or another thing that he gave me, and we about to go and make it happen.
Oh, did I? I gave you another challenge?
Yeah, we'll talk about
I
it.
tried not to bring you
Oh,
challenges.
yeah, we'll talk about it. Yeah, you
I already
gave it to
brought
me.
it to
Yeah, without even knowing you brought it to me.
We keep hearing talk about the changes in the economy and the warnings of the tough times ahead. But are you actually doing anything to secure you and your family's financial future? We've heard it over and over that money can't buy happiness, but not worrying about your money, that comes close. In these uncertain times, you want to be sure that you're doing everything you can to protect your financial future, and that's where Chime can help you smile more. They were just named the #1 most loved banking app. It's our job to bring you the best, and the results are clear. Chime is the best. With payday up to 2 days early and fee-free overdrafts up to $200, they offer financial peace of mind in your wallet. All of this with no annual fees, no large security deposits, or credit checks to apply. See for yourself why Chime is so loved at chime.com/success. Again, that's chime.com/success. Chime is a financial technology company and not a bank. Banking services and debit card provided by the Bancorp Bank or Stride Bank and a members FDIC. Early access to direct deposit funds depends on payer. SpotMe eligibility requirements and overdraft limits apply. See chime.com/spotme. Chime was the 2021 #1 most downloaded banking app in the United States, according to Apptopia.
Okay,
We'll talk
praise
about
God.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to shout out to the NAACP Awards.
Oh,
You know what I'm
yes.
saying?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm going to keep it real with y'all. We lost again. You know what I'm saying? We lost again. So I was hoping Maul and E could give me some more.
NAACP,
we lost that one too. Yeah, we lost. I was hoping Maul and E could give me more speeches about how
Participation trophy.
second place is okay. And you know what's so funny? I didn't even see the clip. Somebody sent to me like, y'all stupid. Maul didn't even look like he believed it. He's like, even when you lose, you win. I was like, come on, bro. So, but anyway, we lost again. But this time, we lost to Rihanna. You know, so.
Does that make it any better though?
He said it like it does.
Yeah,
I know
that's
for
what I wanna
Carl
know.
it does.
Sure does.
Barbados
That's home.
again.
That's home. That's her season again.
Yeah.
So-
Does that make it any better when you lose to somebody that's?
Better than you. I don't know. I
That's
lost
like
it.
saying Mike Jordan beat me.
Yeah.
Okay, it's fine.
That's how you feel when I beat you on these arguments in the podcast?
You don't beat me in the
You
argument.
feel like, man, it's C. So
Wait till you even.
everybody lose the C.
And see, I knew you was gonna go there, and so he doesn't know it. But while we're here right now,
Okay.
my cameraman, shout out to, because you know everybody.
Wait, you brought your
out
own
there-
cameraman?
out there in the podcast world.
Yeah.
Isaiah works for CJ. That's his
Isaiah,
buddy.
why do you keep saying that?
Now, bruh, and then he makes these little clips. Carl
for
doing,
you.
and it's
Bruh,
kind of
for
like,
him.
and he edited out the part where I talked about CJ and his purple thong.
Because it was
Oh,
nice.
you edited it out?
You sure did.
Oh,
He edited that
man.
out. He didn't even put it in though, bro. Don't cut out. Don't do that.
Hey, I think he just goes through and picks the things that are actually funny. And then
that
he
was
puts
very
those
funny.
in.
That was very funny because Carl laughed so hard. It shows on the video.
Okay, somebody rewind the tape. I
We
need
don't have to
see
rewind the
Carl.
tape.
always
I
take
got the
the
video.
clip
It's about
and
to
put
go
it up.
live right now.
Yeah.
I told him to make sure he drops it.
Wow.
Oh, he better.
And he told me, well, I don't have any control. CJ and Isaiah and Nikki with the S2S. That's what he said. I can't just post on there. I said, don't worry about it. Post on mine. Post on mine. Post
So-
on mine. Come on.
Oh, yeah, post it on yours.
Exactly.
But I'm saying you don't feel any type of way about the fact that you have to make up your jokes out of thin air?
I do have some
Mine are-
pictures.
mine
Now, do you
come
want
from-
me to bring
Oh,
the pictures?
please.
I guess.
Please.
Now, they're not purple, but they were kind of tighty whities. They were tighty
I have
whities.
some, you talking about some red Nike shorts? I'll put the picture up right now. You know what I'm saying? Because, hey, listen, I got nice legs, dog. You know what I'm saying? So I like to accentuate my leg. Just like you like
He
to
had some Detroit Pistons 1983.
Isaiah Thomas
Oh,
boys.
my. I'm talking about
Where
the
were
one-
y'all?
I mean, it's we take the
Amalfi
pick.
Coast.
Oh, y'all's out?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
That's fair.
Yeah, that is,
it-
but go ahead and post the
Is
pic.
it? Is it?
Bro, it was like right here. You know what I'm saying? Hell, about right here.
Joe Dumars.
It's about a little bit right there.
Okay.
Just a little bit up. Just a little bit up.
John Sally.
Okay,
It wasn't purple.
Oh, hey, let me see your nails.
Oh, here they go, bro.
Oh yeah, look.
Yeah, here they go. They fire. And I got a lot of comments. A lot of males. They do self-care. They were like, bruh, like, ain't nothing wrong with that, man. That's when you a real man.
Praise God.
You know what I'm saying? But when you
Insecure.
When you got alpha.
First of all,
so we're going to go back to the alpha.
You know what's so
When
crazy?
you got
It
alpha
was
confidence
alpha and then
omega. So my Q's out there, you know what I'm saying? You got the
But you know what's
I got
funny?
omega confidence, dog, when it comes to my hands, bro.
I'm saying,
These hands done been through a lot.
but I'm saying, but the thing is, you got defensive. I never said nothing was wrong.
I didn't get defensive. I actually think it's cute.
No. I never said nothing was wrong. I just asked you because when I was
But you
sitting here
said
talking.
paint, though, the way he said it. He said
Oh, I
you
didn't
got
know
paint.
what. That's what.
You know
Because
what I'm saying?
that's
As opposed to polish.
Yeah, he didn't.
Because no, okay. So my daughter always asks, "Can I paint
Exactly.
my
Said
nails?"
my daughter. You see what I'm saying?
No, but that's what my daughter always
You see what I'm
says.
saying? My
You see what I'm
daughter.
saying? He
You know,
taking
you
it
see
like
how
I'm
you
trying
go.
to joke it.
I know.
Listen, my daughter always be like, "Mom, can I paint my nails?" So I was like, "Oh, you got paint on your nails."
Right.
So I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't. That's why I said I wasn't trying to be funny. But you got a little
You right? I
hyped
saw
up.
it. No, because I not at all.
I just said it had
I
a
saw the
feminine
look on your
touch.
face, young
Have
fella.
either y'all actually won an argument?
Oh, I
I
wouldn't
win
do
all
it.
the
CJ
time.
say win 'em
I
all.
win them all the time. All the time.
Hey,
And then,
my-
but you
my
know what's so
point
crazy?
exactly.
Carl, I'm going to say this. We have way more arguments outside of the pot. Not arguments. They be discussions. I be bodying them. And then he gets frustrated. And then he'll get frustrated and just be like, oh,
But,
here you go. Why you getting all, why your arms, why your neck? What you say last time? Why your neck sticking out? Why that vein sticking out your neck? I'm like, bro, we good.
That's the sign of he won. The
yeah, that's
veins
the
is out of
bro.
there.
That's
This man ain't beat me in an argument since I've known him. He knows that, and that's why we get on the podcast. He start getting like a little.
Come on, why
He
you
start
think
making stuff up.
Carl, why do you think he hang
Purple
around
Speedos.
me, dog? I'm the only one that don't back down to him. I'm the one that keep him on the show. He love it. That's why he married Candace.
Listen,
Because she was the only woman that ever be like, no, dog, go somewhere, little boy. Go somewhere. I'm busy. I'm studying.
He was attracted to
And he was
that.
attracted to that. So he's
Hey.
attracted to this.
and even she found out what time it was. Don't put
Oh, please. I got it.
leave it on there.
We're going to wrap
that
that. We
all the
gonna
way
wrap
out.
that.
Cut that all the way out.
Say that one more time.
No,
Let's
she
leave-
don't watch the
let's leave
podcast nowhere.
podcast with that.
She don't watch the podcast no way.
You going too far. You about to get both of us in trouble.
Bro. Everybody,
About to
listen.
get all those in trouble,
Now,
man.
even I knew that was a lot.
that
You
out.
know what I'm saying? For sure. So anyway, the NAACP Awards was cool, man. Let me tell you something, man. I saw Angela Bassett. Beautiful, man. Just,
Congratulations.
man, she was, man, incredible. Just watching her win that award, man, and like up close and personal, seeing her energy was crazy. But let me tell y'all who the real boss was.
Viola.
Man, no. Yo girl.
Serena.
Let me tell you something. I was telling Rob and Maul and Carl, they had like a corridor like this that all the celebrities had to go through before they hit the red carpet. And I'm talking about everybody on there. Zendaya, Angela Bassett, Tracy Ellis Ross. It's like everybody over there, right? And so we was with Toby and Fat, and we was gonna peel off to the side once they got to the carpet. We would walk like behind the screen, away from at the end of the carpet. Let me tell you something. Everybody was waiting their turn. But when Serena came in that joint, I'm talking about she Debo passed. Everybody like, move y'all little B-list celebrity selves out the way. I'm in here. And went straight out on the carpet and got busy. I was like, oh yeah.
Rightfully so.
She a dog for real. I seen why she won all them chips. I'm like, yeah, that's.
It ain't just on the court.
Oh no. She got that. She carried that spirit everywhere she go, and it was respectful. Like it was.
Yeah, but it was a spirit. Though.
Oh, it was a spirit of like, no. I'm in here. Let's get this thing. You know what I'm saying, moving, which I can respect. But yeah, we lost again, but it was still a good time. Man, I got to go to LA with my wife, and you know what I'm saying, spend a couple days out there. And even though the weather was horrendous.
Oh, it's snowing, bro. Hailing out there in Cali, it's crazy.
Yeah.
This winter's been winter everywhere.
San Diego ain't getting no weather though, huh?
Yeah, well, they got the rain. It was a lot of rain, so yeah.
Well,
it's not supposed to rain in Southern California.
Right.
Tony had to get
yeah,
that, bro.
Yeah, no, but they probably need some rain out there though, just because of the wildfires and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully they can avoid that. And then Carl, you just got back. It was great out there.
Bruh, when I just like for real, man, I feel like I'm gonna sing, see?
Come on.
Come on with it.
What's that?
Because you wasn't really texting nobody. Nobody really heard from you, so we just...
No, when I tell
figured
y'all,
you
like,
was just
for
doing
real,
your thing.
and I think Mike Fogel is who said it, but he said, be where your feet are. And like, for real, again, this is the first time that my wife has seen her family since the start of COVID. So you're talking about like 3 years that she hadn't seen her mom, her sisters, nieces and nephews, bruh. So again, like I said, it was a funeral, but when we got there, bruh, like I just saw light. You know what I'm saying? In her family, like I saw light. And again, we stayed for a couple of weeks just because of that. Like, yo, we got to capture this. So like, for real, what's the song? See, all of my good days, they outweigh my bad days. Man, I will not complain, bro. Like I sit down and think for real, like, yo, I want somebody to hear what I'm saying. Like, think about your life, man. Like the fact that you alive and you here right now, you can still hug somebody, talk to somebody, say you love them.
Yeah.
Man, don't take none of that for granted. I'm telling you. So that experience, like literally, bro, we with the kids, it was what my life should be in terms of balance. You get up early, get what you got to do. The sun coming up early, so you waking up early. You know what I'm saying? Man, I'm like knocking out kids, get y'all schoolwork out. Bro, we hitting the beach in the afternoons, going to see family in the evening. Like it was just fun, like fulfillment. You know what I'm saying? Like what life's supposed to be, man. So when I tell you like just really, really good time, like man, we enjoyed it thoroughly, and it's like
good times.
we got to do this again more often. Like that's the consensus now. Like our whole family came back. Kids was crying to come back. They was crying like, yo, we don't want to come back. Not because it's bad, but because we had such a great time here.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we got to do this 2-3 times a year. It can't be no one, you know. And we try to do one time like for a month or something like that, but that's still not it. We got to go
said
more
it.
often.
Get some property, bro.
I seriously don't. I mean,
said it.
other than the podcast, I don't know why you came back to this because I'm this one of the first times I came here and was just discouraged. Y'all don't know, but it's like it's raining hard, but it's cold. But the streets ain't all the way icy, but all the trees are. It just looks bad, man. I'm like,
Man, no
and it's like
sun.
75 degrees in Atlanta. I'm like, man, dog, I vote. We need to have a vote. Let's just move the pod. Cause I will move back here in a minute, but only from like May
To June.
May
To June.
to end of July.
That's it, bro.
But
I'm being real. July, August, you could guarantee. Outside of that, it's a crapshoot, bro.
Yeah. Shout out to I hate to do it, Delta Gazelle of the Week. Y'all ain't got my bags, so I'm here with no bags. I ain't got no toiletries, no nothing. So I'm just stuck. Shout out to Delta, you messed that up.
And what are you? What is that called?
Oh, dying.
Nah, he's over diamond.
Oh, I'm 360 now.
360.
360. And he ain't get 360 treatment though.
No.
Talk
I
back to him.
asked them like, yo, what do I get for the 360? And it was like, I get somebody in the Sky Lounge. I was like, yeah, hold on to that. I need my
What does that
bag.
mean?
Like, I think 2 people can come in the Sky Lounge with me for free.
Oh, wow. Yeah, okay.
Are you 360?
I am.
So what did you get?
I'm a little different though.
Speak on it.
Yeah. No. I don't want
That's
to
the name
speak
of the
on
podcast. I'm a little different. Come on, please explain.
He's 720.
Yeah,
Explain.
I'm when now they call
Beyond
me before
360.
and like, yo, when you get here, do you want to come out that side door and get in the car and we take you to where you need to go?
Oh, that's 720.
That's 720.
Yeah,
So
720.
you're saying C more like 180.
I don't know what he
Let me
is.
just say,
like
I saw
I don't know what
I
he
saw that
is.
once, and the person
Yeah.
that did it
Yeah.
was Jada Pinkett Smith. So that's why I saw them do that too.
They
So-
call it 360 because you do a full turnaround. You're in the exact same spot you was when you started.
When you paid
the
all that
journey.
money.
Yeah, and you, right, boom.
Right when you paid
You know
all
what
that
I'm
money.
saying? So have you been taking advantage of the service? Yes, you have. You sent me a video.
One time. I did it one time. I did it one time.
He set you
I
up.
did it
But why
one time.
don't you use it every time?
Because depending on where I am, it don't make sense.
Probably Grand Rapids, it don't make sense. But
yeah.
what about Detroit?
Detroit should be decent.
Where am I going? I'm going to baggage claim afterwards, so it don't make sense, bro.
Oh, okay. All right.
Atlanta, they gave me my bags, I went to the hotel. Detroit, I'm going to Lansing. They ain't about to drive me to Lansing. So they're going to end up dropping me off at the front somewhere. Then I get in another car and go. So I only did it in Atlanta because you go straight from there, you go straight to the airport. So, yeah.
So can you call
You buy me a house in Detroit, I can do it. I could just go straight to my crib.
Can you
in
call the
Detroit.
720 line, see if they can find my bags?
Oh, no question.
Yeah. I used to do that before I was diamond and all that. I would have call and change my flight.
Oh, no
for me.
question.
Really?
It
Oh
make a
yeah, because
difference.
there's no wait. You just call and it, like I was on Silver Medallion. It was like you have a 4-hour and 72-minute wait for somebody. You'd be like, fam, you know what I'm saying? My flight leave in an hour, so he would call for me and they would change it.
It's crazy. He's talking about silver. I am silver medallion. Thank you. Thanks for
See, but that's because you
just
fly
said
all the
fly-
Yeah,
airlines.
you fly everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't fly everybody.
Not
I'm all like a
Everybody,
little
nah, I
flight
don't do
thot.
everybody.
You know what I'm saying? I'm all a little flight thot. You just, you know what I'm saying?
I don't fly everybody now.
I'm exclusive with Delta.
I literally
United,
do
United,
American
Delta.
and
Yeah,
I do
them
American
three.
and Delta.
But I'm
American
not doing
only
them
because Delta don't go to Barbados. So we were stuck on American, and I did not enjoy the experience. Let me just say that.
Ooh.
I'm just saying it's just not Delta.
American got the best
Well, it's
food.
also like when you change up, American does got the best food, but when you change up, it's like writing with your left hand.
Left hand, yeah,
it's just like
different.
you whole, you
The
got your
app,
app. Yeah, I
everything,
feel
yeah.
you. That's the only thing I don't like about it. But shout out to Delta, they still holding it down for the most part. But and then it took forever for the bags. I wasn't happy about that either. But anyway, all right, E got a problem with people, and we're gonna talk about it.
All right.
And I feel like E always had a problem with certain. Okay, so E, you hit me a few days ago. You was just like, yo, I don't want to say you said like, what's the point of being smart? But like, I guess, okay, and maybe it's a societal thing. Like we've come to this point where we put so much emphasis on degrees and getting educated in the traditional sense. And then it's like, all right, but what are you doing with that, right? Like, and so E, I'll let you kind of kick it off, and then Maul and Carl could jump in. But what was your point when you
So I got 2 kids, right? So my son, of course, went to state basketball program manager, and then my daughter finished with her finished the 4-year degree and then her master's. And I was just telling Jada, I was like, Jada, you finished school, but we was having this debate because she was trying to tell me what to do with the business. And I was like, baby girl, you got to understand there's a difference between you going to school and killing it in school and now you're in the real world now. Mm-hmm. Like, this is the real world. It don't work like that. So she was kind of on that, Dad, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do that. And I just was like, hold up. In order for you to fight a war, you need soldiers. Mm-hmm. You feel me? And soldiers ain't theory. That's people. So how you do paperwork and how you do classroom and how you treat people is totally different. It's kind of one of those things, where she was kind of like, so why is this person still on staff? Why is this person still on staff? Why is this happening? Why is that happening? It don't make sense. And I was like, because you're just looking at it from a paper standpoint. You're just looking at a roster. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all know how it is. You draft #1 draft. If the #1 draft picks was always the best,
Lions would have won a Super Bowl.
Bro,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying.
Years ago.
So I'm trying to explain to her, like, what's the difference between seeing a #1 player on paper and then you actually getting that player and that player, you know what I'm saying? Like, the last #1 draft picks for the NBA. Bro, I'm not trying to be funny, but whoever decided that Sam Bowie was the man over Jordan, and whoever picked Clyde the Glide over Jordan, they picked them because...
No, Olajuwon.
Olajuwon?
Yeah.
No, it's Clyde the Glide.
No, Clyde didn't go before.
Clyde was, it was different. Clyde was before, wasn't he?
I think he might have been a year before.
Look that up. See who went before.
No, Sam Bowie, Olajuwon, then Jordan.
Okay. So however it went, you gave Jordan up because you was looking at paper. And based on the paper, Sam Bowie, now look, whoever picked Olajuwon, you did all right. You know what I'm saying?
Sam was going crazy though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? he was
paper,
going crazy.
He was.
I'm saying nobody knew Jordan was going to do all that.
But I'm saying somebody chose Jordan. And whoever that person was, they made a change. They did something that changed everybody's life.
Right.
You feel me? And some kind of way, they were thinking this versus this. And so I just told my daughter, I'm like, yo, I'm not trying to be funny. I'll go for it, Ma.
Yeah, no, so Hakeem Olajuwon was the first pick.
Okay.
Sam Bowie, Michael Jordan.
Okay, good. So even Olajuwon was the man, but you know what I'm saying? He wasn't Michael Jordan.
Right.
And so I just told my daughter, like, yo, I feel what you're doing. Like, you did everything you were supposed to do in school. You graduated. You graduated like 3 years almost.
Quick,
you know what I'm saying? You went and got that master's. You did all the right stuff. Like, for real, that come with you know what I'm saying? That come with some swag. Like, I didn't make this challenge, I make this challenge, I make that challenge. And I'm like, yo, matter of fact, see, it was so funny. It was like what happened between me and you in Chicago. So, I mean, when we were in Cali, and I was like, you need to whatever. So I knighted her. I was like, oh, no. After today's conversation, you've been knighted. like you gonna run everything. Like, this everything I've ever built is yours. But understand, you still got to deal with CJ. You still got to, I'm just naming the names. Like, you won't just get to come in and just take over. Like, I said, what you got to understand, when you was in school, and there was some people building this when you was in school. So when you was in school doing your thing, getting the good grades, handling your business, there was people who was making sure when you graduated, this entity was still here for you when you finished. So I was just like, yo, you got to understand there's a difference between school, being smart academically, and EQ and AQ. Like, you got to understand that. So my thing wasn't necessarily upset. See, it was just more, you're not going to get the results you think you're going to get just because you smart. Like, the world ain't about to bow down to you because you smart. Like, because you handled your business academically, they not about to just hand over the keys to you. It's some other intelligence you have to have, right? And so that was my thing. Like, do you know the difference between theory and practice? Yeah. Do you know the difference between the two? We're not taking nothing away from you handling your business and doing what you're supposed to do. But I was like, don't get it twisted. Sometimes people like your brother who've gone through life, wisdom comes from experiences. Knowledge comes from school. Like, knowledge comes from some teacher told you something, you did what they told you to do. You were able to regurgitate it. Wisdom comes from you went through a personal experience and you learned something from that. Now, it don't mean you're going to learn from every experience, but wisdom comes from you went through a specific experience and then you whatever. I was like, if you were to take a look at your, what's the word I'm looking for, Maul? Like your repertoire. Like, if you were to look at your game, you would see that the majority of it is knowledge. Like, probably about 75, 80% of it is knowledge. And if you want to stay in the school system, you're going to kill them if you want to stay in, but you off with the big boys now. You in the real world. So in the real world, 75-25 ain't about to get you where you're trying to get to. You're going to need a whole lot more EQ, learning how to deal with people, and you're going to need a whole lot more AQ, that adversity boy, because you're going to hit you're going to bust your head up against the wall, and you're going to have to know how to get back up. That's pain. That pain ain't going to happen with knowledge. That pain is going internally, something's got to tell you to get up when you whatever. So that was my thing, see, just really helping people who listen to the podcast. Well, I went through Make Real Estate Real. It ain't that easy. You just don't get the theory part, and then all of a sudden, you done bought all the houses in the world. You gotta have some emotional intelligence. You gotta have some wit. Like, you gotta be able to see, nope, this on paper look good, but nope, man, this could happen or that could happen. So nope, I'm not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? And so I just try to explain to her, I'm not taking nothing away from your knowledge, but if you're gonna take this company and take it to a level I couldn't take it to, it's gonna be more than just Michigan State said you was dope and you did everything you were supposed to do at Michigan State. So for those of you who are listening, all I want to do with this podcast is just at least help you to understand maybe the balance that you'll need, because we teach in America, go to school. That's what we teach. Oh, and not only do we teach go to school, we affirm you for nothing but the grades. That's what we affirm you for. You got a 4.0, you smarter than everybody in the class. I don't say this to be disrespectful, but in my own family, I wouldn't have been categorized. My mom wouldn't have looked at me and my grades and compared me to my siblings and went, I'm just being real. My middle sister, she that deal. She went to Michigan. Like, for real, for real. I don't never talk about her, but she went to Michigan, period. If you from Michigan, you know the difference between schools. Michigan is probably ranked 19th of all schools in the country, like internationally, is 19. I love state. It wasn't ranked 19. You feel me? My sister was smart. My other sister went to Lake Forest in Chicago. She was smart. So I'm not saying my mom would have been like I was going to be a failure, but I guarantee you, if you would have looked at me and my sisters and looked at our grades, you wouldn't have thought that I would be doing what I'm doing today. Yeah. Why? Because the real world don't care about your citizenship hookup you got, your marriage that you got, what your standardized tests look like. Yeah. In the real world, they don't do that. And so I'm not telling parents we shouldn't take that serious, but we putting way too much emphasis on that. Then when kids come out and they don't know how to think in the real world, now they looking at themselves like they crazy. Because they like, yo, you the one told me I was supposed to do this. You was the one that gave me a party.
But isn't that how we raise kids? Like, I'm thinking about my own kids. It's like, you raise them to, like, have minimal disturbances, right? I'm just being like, you go to school, we try to send them not just to any school. I'm sending my kids to what my wife think is the best school for them, right? So it's like, so you already putting them in an environment where you're hoping, what? They don't have a whole lot. The reason we ain't stay at the other schools because it was There was some struggle going on in the last place we lived.
Yeah.
In that district, I'm gonna just be real. Like it wasn't, but I don't necessarily know. Now that you're talking, I'm like, man, maybe they should have went to that school. You figure out how to, manage some situations. I don't know. So I'm saying, so how do we change that? Because I think the majority of us, when we think about, I'm gonna raise my kids, minimal disturbances, best education possible. Yeah. You don't want nobody to bully them. You don't want nobody to talk crazy. You don't want nobody to, you know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, but those are the kind of things that when you get to the real world.
That's why I'm saying let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Because we do it because that's what society tells us to do.
That's what I was saying. Society is.
That's what they tell us to do.
So when you
but nobody purposely putting their kids under fire like that.
You was talking about the whole thing. You saying what's the name for it? And you was talking about the repertoire.
Yeah.
Your resume.
Yeah.
Right.
And
on your resume, they want you to only list accomplishments. If you think about it, they only want you to list accomplishments. And really, they need to start making new resumes where say, okay, give me a list of your accomplishments, but also give me a list of your failures.
Yeah.
Because how you dealt with those failures.
And then let's look at the two co-mingle together. Wow. Because I'm like, just think about it. You talk about I went to such and such school, I graduated cum laude, I had a 3.5 per GPA, and then I did this. They don't want to see none of the failures on there. And I'm tripping out because and I'm kind of thinking, and when you just said what you said about, it's like, man, we are taking away the experiences for our kids.
Sure.
But on the flip,
I'm saying, look at all the things you talk about you went through, like getting bullied, the racism, all of that, like all of that really made you.
I didn't get bullied, homie.
You was getting beat up a little bit.
I like how you threw that in. I wasn't getting bullied. I ain't never get bullied.
Beat up.
I know. I got called a lot of names, and these same hands these same hands with this nail polish. They were, bro. So don't, hey. No, I was back in
verbally. Okay.
Verbally. He tried to throw that in. Getting bullied.
I'm done.
Let's go back.
Wrap it up.
When you ready to get serious?
I'm about to go get something to eat. Emotionally bullied. You know what I'm saying?
Emotionally.
Can we say that? Emotionally bullied.
Yes.
Okay. I didn't mean physically. We know you've been Superman since you was born. Emotionally, they was like I do emotionally on the podcast. It's kind of like I just whoop you up here. You know what I'm saying? It's just, all right, back to go, man. Go.
No, but I'm just sitting back thinking it is the failures. Yeah. And CJ know about this. It's the failures, like the stuff we learn in books or the stuff that we learn in school. You're right. It doesn't really prepare you. What's wrong? What's wrong with him, man?
I forgot. I promise I'm gonna let you finish, but I forgot that you had a mini Karate Carl situation. I forgot.
A mini Carl situation?
Karate Carl.
Which one?
Remember Karate Carl kicked my man?
No, not my man.
Can we get to Maul's situation?
No. Bro, like I've been waiting 3 years for somebody.
Anyway, man, so the failures, right? It's the failures that make you get your most learning experiences from failures. Absolutely. I remember when I talked about it before when I my second property. Remember, I didn't have the right insurance policy, right? Mm-hmm. And then because of that, so I had lost out. I didn't have a rehab insurance policy. They broke in, stole all the material. I wasn't making much money at the time. That's when Vince came in and blessed me with that money. Because of that one experience.
Yeah, never again.
Oh my God. Because of that one, every time I buy a property, I'm on insurance.
Absolutely.
I'm like, and I'm making sure. So CJ, just a couple weeks ago, my first property that I always talk about, my first building caught on fire. Caught on fire. And
what, you had it 19 years, 20 years?
I've had it 22 years.
22 years, right.
22 years, I only got I'm talking like $28,000 left to pay on it. Wow. I bought the building for $125,000, and I put $25,000 of rehab work on it. This is my first property of this building. Been making me netting me $3,000 a month for the last 22 years.
So give me the total. I know we did the math before. It's like
I made about $960,000 net cash flow from this one property, right?
Off 150 grand.
Off of 150 grand investment, but I only came out of my pocket 15 grand.
Right.
So out of my pocket 15 grand.
Make realestatereal.com.
I made over $950,000 net cash flow. That building, I bought it when at the time I owed $150,000 on it, and now the building is worth about $500,000, right? This building catches on fire. I'm sick. My first ever
you sent me them pictures. I was like, man, I didn't even know how to respond.
It's like your first baby, your first born.
Yeah.
And but because of my experience from what I learned, having the wrong policy. I remember going back years ago and going through all of my insurance policies and looking, and not only just getting a fire policy, but getting one where if any fire damage took place, it would be something that would supersede, what it would normally cost. So make a long story short, they just got back to us last week. Keep in mind, I bought the building for $125,000. I put
15 out your pocket.
I put 15 down out my pocket, but got another $25,000 rehab loan.
40.
I was into it for $150,000.
Yep.
They just came back, an insurance company giving me $255,000. $255,000 to renovate the property and pay the property off and everything like that, man. But that came out of
That
no
experience.
book ever showed me that. It came from going through some tragedy.
Yeah.
And it scarred me. And so now everything that I do, I'm always like, whoa, let me look at this policy. Let me look at this.
Yeah.
And
So,
yes, I definitely
so
see
and
what you're
again, so I'm not saying, I want to make sure everybody that's listening, and this is not for your kids, it's for you, but you can use it for your kids. I'm not suggesting that it's something wrong with having an IQ. I'm suggesting that anytime you put too much stock in something that you shouldn't be putting stock into, and what you're actually teaching your children to do is be one-dimensional. So you're setting somebody up if they one-dimensional. Now they get in an environment where it's no longer one-dimensional, and now they can't survive, right? Or because, like C said, you're so worried about them getting hurt that now you're crippling them because they can't never get hurt.
You think, I remember we went to see Chris Rock, and he was talking about that. He was talking about how they took bullying out of schools.
Right.
And he was like, bro, bullying made me who I was. And again, I know people, it is a terrible thing. Yeah, we know suicide, all that. I get all of that.
Yeah, we
but it was
talk
some
about
level of bullying.
Bullying in our era.
Right.
It's a different type of bullying.
Right. But I'm saying, like, a lot of that, it taught you how to move.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like,
why
you
I
had
wanted
to
to
learn
go
how
on.
to move.
So this is for discussion's sake, because I agree with everything we're saying, but for discussion's sake, the world is so different now.
It is.
The stakes are different. Like, you lost your job 20 years ago, it was bad, but you lose your job now, you on some suicide. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's so different now, E. So I'm saying.
I think it's different because we've taken that element out of it. This generation has looked at what we've gone through. Bro, I'm just being real, bro. It's like, you used to get a whipping back in the day, bro. It was a part of the hood.
Bro.
People don't even whip their kids no more, bro.
Bro.
Like, I'm being real. I'm a pastor. The stuff I see in the church, I'm like, bro, if my mama would have ever told me to stop and I didn't stop, bro, these kids' parents, it's like they scared to talk to them. And like, I get you. I feel what you on. You felt scarred from getting your butt whipped. But some of it I look at is like, yo, you setting them up for failure because you can't do that in the real world. Like, that thing you doing right there, you go out there and do. Like, if you're gonna be working for your mama for the rest of your life, cool. You're gonna be in the church working, and it cool. But it's like where we came from, it was that balance of whatever and this. And I'm not talking about what we're talking about. I'm talking about, though, at least the struggles that you went through. My grandmother she'd go to jail right now. My grandmother really gave you a weapon with a switch. Like, she wasn't playing. Like, go get the switch. Like, you gonna learn that if you cuss, this is what's gonna happen to you, right? And so the pain, bruh, when I tell you, bro, I've been with a lot of stuff. That switch thing, bruh, like,
Can leave a mark.
my grandmother gone. I still remember right now some of them switch episodes. Like, I remember the pain of it. So what happens, though, is because I've been through pain, when I experience pain in the real world, it don't break me. It's
not new.
For these kids now, because nobody can't say, bruh, I'm saying bump the whippings. When we was growing up, somebody could say something to you. Now, with these kids, parents don't even you can't even say nothing to their kid. So now this child is being raised believing that can't nobody say nothing to me. So what's happening is nobody ain't saying nothing to you. You're right. But you're not getting any sparring. You're not getting any reps on how to deal with people. You're not getting reps. So then you go in the real world and somebody say something to you and you can't nobody say nothing to you. Now you about to commit suicide because you ain't used to, bruh, you talk about the dozens when we was coming up, bruh, I was homeless. My biological father wasn't in my life. My father who was raising me was 6'9". Bruh, people had constant ammunition. Like, look at your old dude. You know that ain't your old dude. You don't even know who your father is. Bro, when I was homeless, I wasn't brushing my teeth. I was thinking. I was coming to church. Ma, they was smashing me. But don't believe it was some smashing getting back. Why? Because I already knew when I would come in certain environments that I was about to get joked on. I already knew they was gonna be like, you smell. I already knew that, Ma. So because I had gone through what I had gone through, I wasn't afraid to come in an environment that was gonna have some adversity to it. I didn't run from it because I grew up knowing you gonna get joked. That's just a part. And you giving them ammunition. But I would come in knowing he gonna hit me here with the father boy, so I'm about to hit you here with this boy. So then, as I went through life, when I was in a classroom at Michigan State and a white guy called me Cookie Boy, I wasn't ready to go kill myself. I was just like, all right.
Wait, don't just blow past that. I don't know if I heard this
I never
story.
heard that.
Oh, yeah.
I never heard that.
No, we got time. No, we got time.
I just said it wasn't necessarily having to bring up.
Did you come in the
He told you
class
we
with
ain't had
some
time.
chocolate chip
I
cookies?
never said nothing about
Right, you
time.
just ain't gotta
I
bring
just
it
said
up.
I didn't want to bring it up.
Right.
Cookie boy.
Yeah. So we when you're in the
New title.
Yeah.
New title. I got you.
when you're in the advanced degree, it was an advanced degree.
Okay, yeah.
I was probably the only black dude in the program, right? It's Michigan State. I was the only black dude in the class. And so, you bring in stuff, more like sometimes we had these different events and it's like people coming from work. So it's the masses. So you bring in food. So I brought in some cookies. I don't remember who made them from the church, but I brought some cookies in. And it is what it is, bro. Like at some point, it became known that even though you looked at me a certain way, when it was coming time for presentations, I was that guy. So, of course, people asking me, can you be? And now I'm one of the popular ones. And my man felt some type of way about it. So he couldn't come at me in terms of being a better presenter. So you could tell, he got his little, he feel like he running the world, white male. So we passing the cookies out. And so he was like, yo, give me a cookie boy. And I was like, oh, okay, bet. I let my man have it. But I wasn't, he didn't say it, and that was the first time.
I had to fire on my man.
Yeah, that was
I
didn't
thought
fire
Cookie
on
Boy
him.
was like something like back, you know how he be having
Oh,
old
yeah.
school slogan.
Yeah.
Here, somebody
Oh, no.
called me Cookie Boy.
No, but I felt
thought
more,
it-
he verbally said something, so I verbally said something back.
What'd you say?
I don't remember, but I said something to him. But I mean, he didn't want to take it to the next level. So it's like he came, I came back,
And I'm
it
proud of you
was
too, because
over.
that was back in the day when you was known to.
Yeah, but the reason why I didn't is because I was in that classroom, and I didn't want to be seen like that. Because I had to come back to the classroom. So I didn't want my professor seeing me as an angry black man.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like I knew, like I got to get this degree.
That's good self-restraint.
Yeah.
I'm saying you back then.
No, I was, but
That
I'm
was
trying
before
to,
you got saved.
But I'm trying to tell you though, for me,
Before.
Ma, it was a situation where it was like, okay, I've been here before.
Yep.
So I didn't walk
Muscle
out the
memory.
room like, oh, he called me.
Muscle memory.
You know what I'm saying? He called me and I feel so bad. And I think for a lot of kids, it's new stress. So they killing themselves or they want to kill themselves or whatever because it's like, I was talking to my goddaughter. She going through some stuff at the school. She was just like, it was weird, Ma. We just blessed her with a car for her 17th birthday. And she wasn't like, she was geeked, but she wasn't geeked. And I was like, yo, what's up? And so Didi pressing it. And she was like, well, I don't want to take it to the school because some girls don't like me and they're going to key up they probably going to do something to my car. And I just was like, yo, this is crazy. So she's like, I got rid of my social media. I'm like, you got rid of what? And so I'm just thinking like, okay, I see what's going on. You feel what I'm saying? Like for us, it just was a part of life. So you were never scared to go to school and get bullied. It's a part of like, you gonna get into it with somebody if you in school. It is what it is. You still gonna go home at the end of the day. So for me, I just wanna make sure that for those of you who are listening, and again, we're not talking about kids, we're talking about adults. I don't want you to overemphasize you got this skill set, and because you got this skill set, you just gonna run into the sunset. No, you have IQ, but you got EQ, AQ. It's a lot of stuff you gotta have in order to be successful. And I see a lot of you are discouraged and you are ready to give up because you're doing that one thing and the one thing ain't working for you. Now you pissed. And it's like, no. You know why I went and got a PhD? Is because I realized I was a phenomenal speaker, but I knew the speaking by itself wasn't about to take me to the promised land, Ma. So I was like, you got to go get this. Then once I got this, I see the assessment because the assessment is teaching me you can't always be loud and passionate. It's some environments that don't work. You see upstairs, Moose breaking down the whole 90 days when you get out of this program, you get this. Because I realize, Maul, if you're going to be successful in life, you got to have structure, you got to have whatever. So I'm just saying there's a lot of you, not just with your kids, in your own space, you're thinking that intelligence, that you did everything you were supposed to do, and now you in the real world, and you ain't making the kind of money you want to make, and now you're discouraged. And you're not discouraged because you're smart. You're discouraged because somebody told you that's all you needed to be.
Yeah.
You feel me? So your discouragement ain't coming from no inadequacy. It's coming from you put all your chips in blackjack. You know what I'm saying? You didn't put everything in blackjack. Every dime you had, you put in blackjack. And blackjack ain't the table that's winning. It's the poker winning or the slots is winning. But you got all your money over here. And so that's why I came up with it, because when I was talking to my daughter, I was like, yo, you put a lot over here, and I'm proud of you. Don't get it twisted. And after today, we ain't gonna never have to have this argument. You take the company. It's yours. Because I wanted you to have it anyway. Mm-hmm. So take it. I want you and your brother, but he a male, so he in his 20s. So it might take some time. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna come around. You're a female, young, whatever. So I was like, yo, you're 90 after today. Take it. But what I'm trying to tell you is, if you take this company with just your site, you're gonna tell me something. According to that, Sigmund Freud called that so-and-so. I'm like, okay, if you want to do that, if you want to, but I promise you, Sigmund Freud ain't about to help you take this company to the next level. So give me that, continue to study. You want to go back to school, get a certification, you want to go get a PhD, go for it. But don't put everything into IQ. There's a couple others that you're gonna need.
Okay, so we know school is the way to go through the IQ.
Yeah.
How do you get the EQ, AQ without, you know what I'm saying? Like being like, hey, go here, do this. You know what I'm saying? Without purposely, how do you purposely, intentionally get those?
So one.
You see what I'm saying? Because
you
the
said
school
it earlier.
that's natural.
You said it earlier. Number one, it's only two ways to do it. The first one is stop avoiding it. That's number one. So the first one is stop putting yourself in comfortable positions, or stop putting yourself in your strength. And that's what a lot of people do. If you play basketball, then that's all you want to do. But when you look at some of the great basketball players, they do other stuff too. They might do ping pong, or they might do swimming, or they might play soccer.
See, boy, they said Dirk used to do ballet.
You feel me? So Dirk understood, okay, and that's probably why Dirk be. So Dirk already realized I got a shot, but if I put ballet with it, something that I'm uncomfortable with, boom. That's why for me, I did school, because I ain't like school. And I understood that I hated structure, but school gave me that automatic structure.
Wow, you got the IQ and the AQ from that.
From school, no question.
No, I'm just saying it's double, because
it was for me, it was a lot of adversity. Yeah. So that's the first thing, and y'all can all speak to that. But for me, the first one is not feeling it's okay to stick into your superiority. And a lot of us want to stay in what we're great at, because let me tell you, the most homelessness was one thing, being a black male in a predominantly white school and not really knowing what was going on, bruh. Hardest thing I've ever did was raise my hand.
And they calling you Cookie Boy.
For real. And I'm gonna be real. He called me Cookie Boy. There's a lot of other people thinking Cookie Boy that would never call me that. Right. Just being real. Being a black man in a white culture, every time I walked in that classroom, I felt black. Yeah. A part of me was like, yo, you could have easily went to a Howard and got a master's. You could have went to an HBCU, bro. They got masters and PhD. I intentionally knew that if I'm gonna make it in the motivational speaking game, I gotta go through white male culture. It is what it is. Yeah. Every single time I walked in that classroom, I felt inferior, but I walked in there anyway.
That's crazy. I walked in them same classrooms like, I'm here.
But I'm saying, you got to understand, though.
I got a different experience.
You do. And that's not bad.
No. I never felt like
But you grew up around white people, so you don't feel a certain kind of way.
Not even close.
And weirdly enough, I'm more related to CJ for a different reason, because I grew up in Barbados. Yeah. Color was never an issue.
And you was super smart. So you would walk into a classroom and feel like you was intellectually.
Absolutely.
I felt what you felt in terms of not
the academics.
Academically, but socially, I was like, I'm good.
Yes and no, because when I went back to do media, bro, I had never done camera nothing. And I went at a graduate level.
Yeah, but Carl, you don't count, bro. Carl picks stuff up. You can show Carl how to do, like, just fix a car today, and tomorrow he fix your whole car.
Yeah,
like, Carl retains stuff crazy. Like,
but
that's how my son is. Trey is like that. You show him how to do something one time, and he got it.
But I'm not knocking you, yes, but I'm saying when I went in that class, understand that I'm older than everybody else, and they put me in, I'm starting a master's degree, but they put me in the class with seniors. Mm-hmm. So I'm in a class with people about to graduate to go into the master's program, and bro, they're running circles. Listen to what I'm saying. There's a tape that goes inside the video. This is back then, before we had all the SD cards and all this. Bro, I didn't know how to get the footage from that to the computer. Like the very basic thing that I'm going in to learn, I couldn't get done. And these kids, I'm sitting in the class looking around like, okay, let me learn, let me use my skill and watch what they're doing, bro. But it felt crazy to not know anything and to be the only black male in there and not know. So not like you said, now I gotta ask, like, okay, who look like they kind of cool? Who kind of anybody else struggling? Let me see
what
if
made
I
you
can
do it
figure
though?
out.
Because I want to talk to the people who are accustomed to just going to their strengths. And again, it makes sense because there's no resistance. But what would make you go to somewhere where you felt uncomfortable, you didn't know what was going on? What would make you do that? And then what did you get out of that?
Man, if you stop listening to this podcast today, just hear one thing. Please get like some clarity for your life. Like get a goal that's bigger than you. And for me, it was, y'all heard this before. When I heard E speak in a classroom for the first time, I'm talking about little kids on the floor, the kids, the teachers, everybody in there. I was just like, whoa, this got to get to planet Earth. Like that was something that I felt like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing, how to do it, but this got to get to planet Earth. So the timing was crazy because we started TGI before I knew what I was doing. We just like, yo, let's get a camera, I'll figure it out. So now it's like, oh no, I'm seeing people are watching now. This is getting bigger and bigger. It's 50 people, it's 60 people. Oh no, I gotta take this serious. So for me, it was something way bigger than Carl. Like I'm seeing people respond to this. I'm watching people like, yo, thanks for that. Like, man, I lost my job. Like we're seeing these comments like, yo, you're making me feel better. Like, wow. So I'm like, okay, this is something and that's what I'm saying, get clarity for your life because once you understand your skill set with the assessment, your gifts, your preferences, now you can lock into like, yo, I don't care what it looks like. I have to get this done. It's not negotiable. So it doesn't matter what they did, what they said. As y'all are making me think, bro, that was a very uncomfortable experience. I went and volunteered to work with one of the teachers. The teachers are working. They do video. They're professionals. My man recorded a conference at, what's the concert hall now? I don't remember. Right across from out there by the library, the music building. No, the music building, there's another little conference room in there. Anyway, there's a concert that they had in there. There's some orchestra come in, bruh. I screwed up all my man footage. I was one of the students. I screwed up all my man footage. Like the look that he gave me that day, bro, I was like, yo, I ain't going back to class.
Did he call you Cookie Boy?
He didn't call me Cookie Boy.
Look, Cookie Boy. Yeah.
But I'll just be real. Like I'm going through like failure. Like failure. And I'm just like, yo, I gotta get through this because if I could get through and it was tangible. If I could get through Tuesday, TG, I'm gonna be better on Sunday. Oh, okay, cool. If I could get through next Wednesday, whatever they're saying in class, I could use this on next Sunday for TJ on Monday when it comes out. So like people gonna really get this and be blessed from it. So number one step has gotta be something that you clear on that's bigger than you. Otherwise, like, bruh, you gonna stop. If you ain't got no real reason,
it's so funny too, because you know, when you hear people talking, and most of y'all listen to this podcast because you respect Ian what he does, but the first thing out of Ian's mouth when he speak is, mother got pregnant at 17, I'm a homeless high school dropout. And it's like, you see that those pain points, not that anybody need to be a homeless high school dropout to be successful, but you think of those pain points. And even when I was helping Maul craft his keynote, like, we went back to those, like, okay, everybody has those moments where it's like, that was what hit me. That's what put the battery in my back, right? Like, so for Maul, you know, you talking about going out there and being with your homies and not being able to order the same as they are. Like that was however big or small, right? Like E dealing with homelessness, Carl dealing with a classroom, you dealing with going out there feeling inadequate because, wow, like I ain't make the league and so now I can't live this life. And that was what got you up every single day, right? Like for me, even thinking about when this had to work. Yeah. Like, yo, I'm borrowing $500 from my parents who are very middle class. $500 is a lot of money, and I got a master's degree, and I'm borrowing money from them in order to make this has to work. So even as uncomfortable as it was, I think we all look back and still pinpoint those spots, those pain points, right? Like we went through a pain point recently, and Maul was like, "Oh, it's over," and I already know that, like, even when you get to whatever level that y'all think they're on or I'm on or Carl's on, whatever, it's still those things that motivate you to go harder. And it's like, yo, why do we shun those things so bad when it's like, yo, those are the very things.
And I'm gonna say, I just want to say this because we always want to make sure that, because a lot of times you'll hear theories or you'll hear a statement. And it's like, I heard that before. We want to make sure we add context to it. For me, a pain point is merely saying whatever your cachet is not enough. And you have the opportunity at that pain point to either go, I'm not willing to do what it takes. I just want to keep showing my grades when I was in first, you know what I'm saying? When I got that academic award in middle school, I want to continue to show what my SAT scores were. Like, I want to keep showing that. Or you could go, there's nothing wrong with what I did in school, but that is not working over here. And I have an opportunity right now to figure out what I didn't know and then do that. And I want to make sure we clear. So when we were together and we didn't get to do the bank and the guy didn't give us the money, for me, when I went back, it was more AC. This is what we relied on heavily, and what we wanted did not happen. So now what we have to do is sit here and ask ourselves, what exactly will it take for us to be successful? Because apparently we don't know. So, okay, we got it. E, you got to be in, like, no more Jackson 5. Kill that. But, bro, I was on some us. C speak, you speak, we speak. And C was like, okay, E, we did that. That didn't work, bro. You got to be in the forefront. You got to have clarity. You the speaker. Carl, you edit videos. I'm going to think of the ideas and I'm going to make this happen. That came out of the pain. Like, that came out of, we did everything we thought we were supposed to do and it did not work. It did not pan out. I am not willing to keep living like this. That's what it was. I'm not willing for CJ's mom or Carl's mom. Like, I'm not willing. I was talking to Jeremy about the academy and, we were doing some stuff. I said, Jeremy, listen to me very closely. I'm not willing in December for you to look at the numbers and we went 50-50 or y'all didn't triple. Well, us being with y'all, we didn't triple our money. I'm not interested in that. So, because what happened, see, we were talking and they were like, well, we took your time from 45 minutes to 30 minutes. And I was like, what? You took my time from 45 minutes to 30 minutes. I was like, what's that all about? Now, I already know the assessment. So it's some air traffic controller who's looking at schedule. Yep. And so I said, do me a huge favor, bro. I said, don't get it twisted. The last time we spoke, I was supposed to get 30. I did 17. I don't have no problems following orders. I don't. But ask your team a question for me. Are we doing time or conversion? What are we doing? Are we only here to do 33 hours? If that's what we only here to do, let's go. But if we're trying to convert, then if it take 4 hours, let's convert. That's what we're trying to do. And what I'm trying to tell y'all, this ain't about smart or not being smart. This is about you loving whatever somebody told you to do and your mama then took you to dinner because you got good grades and everybody at the house celebrate you because you got good grades. You come to church and you get to walk across the stage and you feeling good about yourself at 16. Then you hit 26 and you broke and now you pissed. Now you pissed because you looking around at Ma making bread. And you like, why I ain't making the money Ma making? Because whatever the 3 or 4 things that you needed to be to make that, you only got one of them. So now you mad at the world. Don't be mad at the world. Look at yourself and go, cool, I got one, so I don't even got to focus on that one no more. I need to focus on these 3 now. And I need to master these 3 so I can get what I want. And so my conversation with Jeremy was, bruh, I do 20 minutes. It don't matter to me. But what is it going to take for us to build a conversion rate? And that may not be 3 hours. That might be 3 hours and 10 minutes. But if the evidence shows us that when you stop at 3 hours, you convert at the highest point you could possibly convert at. 259, boom, we done. But don't give me one perspective, because that one perspective may not get us our goal. So I just want to say to y'all, again, this don't have nothing to do with intelligence, IQ, EQ, AQ. It has everything to do with why are you putting so much emphasis on one and celebrating people and giving them these, look, I fought parents, I fought coaches, I fought mentors, whoever's in your life who making you feel like whatever you're doing is going to take you to the promised land without adversity. And I will say this about Serena. I've always felt Serena was the best because she had to go through Venus. It wasn't fair. I felt like Venus would have been Serena if Venus would have been born second.
Right.
Venus, I don't like, yo, people get it twisted. Like, I don't know if I've studied tennis, right? Althea Gibson, doggone it. I go back to Alta Ash. I go back. Venus was a dog. Nobody did what she did. She was the first to do what she did before Serena. But when you playing number one every single day, and number one is beating you, and your goal is to beat number one, once you beat number one, you can beat everybody else. Right. And that's what happened. She beat the best in the world because she was practicing against the best of the world. And as the baby sister who was getting beat up by her big sister, her goal every day was, one day I'm going to beat my sister. And she did. And after she beat her sister, it wasn't nobody else to beat. She went through, everything she needed to learn to be the great, she had between her sister and her father. She had the IQ, he taught them everything to beat. And this is what y'all got to understand. He just didn't teach them tennis. He taught them confidence. He taught them to be a dog. He taught them not to listen to nobody else. He taught them to go on that court and see all those white people talking to them crazy, being racist. He taught them heart. He didn't just teach them how to play tennis. And a lot of us, we teaching our kids to be smart. We're not teaching them to be confident.
All right, I think by now y'all know that when you hear my voice at this time of the episode, yes, we're going to continue. It's a two-part, man. We just ended up talking for like another hour after this one. And I'll be honest, man, we got deep. Like this one, we got probably one of the most vulnerable episodes for me. If you're on a faith journey at all, this is one that I think that'll help you a lot. So check out a couple scenes from next week, man, and we'll talk to you soon.
I look for pain, but most of y'all run for pain.
That's it.
And that's what I was saying when I said, Carl. You aware first that you don't have all the skill sets. That's what the pain teaches you. That pain teaches you don't have
I
it.
want you to think of your association with pain.
Yeah.
Because we got a negative association with pain.
Yeah. That we shouldn't have.
And we shouldn't have. Let's just be real. I'll be real obvious. You put
Sound
pain
good.
Pain lets you know that something is
Sound
wrong.
good.
That's why I don't like taking pain pills.
Yeah.
No, listen to
I
what
don't
I'm
like
saying,
taking
though.
pain pills because the
I
pain
don't.
pill, it takes away your sensory of that there's something wrong.
But it's still something wrong, though.
It's still something wrong. You just can't feel it no more.
I want you to focus on here right now. Don't you worry about when you get home. You concentrate on this opportunity. You don't worry about tomorrow. You concentrate on this opportunity with all your might, with all your soul.